Hello, everybody, and welcome to the class. Today, I'm going to be showing you how to set up your calendar. And I know majority of you don't know how to set up your calendar as a virtual assistant, administrative assistant, executive assistant, or whatever role you find yourself. Even as an individual, one of the skills you need to learn to do is to set a calendar. Now, imagine you're working for someone, especially your executives, who need to stay organized and make sure his or her time is managed properly. All you just need to do is know how to. Okay, so I'm going to be sharing my screen with you on how to set a calendar. How to schedule a calendar. So first thing first, you go to your Google Chrome. Make sure you have a Google Chrome. If you don't, please go to Play Store or App Store and download the Google Chrome. Now, when you download the Google Chrome or you have the Google Chrome, majority of us are having email, just come here. Look at this dot here, click on it. This is your workspace. Now the Google Chrome or Google has a workspace where you have the Google Map, the YouTube, the Google Play Store, the news, the Gmail, the Google Meet, like all these tools for your productivity and usage. So now let's scroll to the calendar. Don't forget, I want to teach you and show you how to manage a calendar schedule. Click on the calendar. It's going to open up your calendar for you like this. Now let's wait a while the calendar opens. Okay. Alright, here's my calendar, and you can see we have different menu options here, and here you have the create button. For this create button, you can use it to create an event or create a task. Now if I click on it, you can see you can use it to create an event, create a task, or create an appointment schedule. On this other end, you will see the dates, the month, and the year. Now you can display the date, month, and year here if you click on, move your arrow to the right and click on day. Now on this day, you can change it to week to display the weeks. Now look at this. Did you see there's a change? You can also display your calendar in months to see the full month. Don't mind me, my calendar is getting filled up. You can also change it to see the whole year. So if you want to schedule a particular event for a year or the next year, you can easily change it to the year. Or you want to just schedule, you can just go here. So we won't really go into this, so I will go back to the month, which will be easier. Now for the month, look at this towards the right. It is very easy for you to see the day. So let's imagine Mr. Tolu, your manager, wants you to schedule an appointment for him on the 14th of December 2023. Probably he's having a meeting with one of your clients, probably an international client or a local client, whichever way it is. Don't worry, I will show you how to schedule an international client meeting or appointment. So let's go with the first one, which is the local appointment. Mr. Tolu said you should schedule a meeting for him on the 14th of December 2023. All you just need to do is navigate to this side which shows the month, December 2023. If you cannot see the month, all you need to do is come here and click next month. If it is, look at it, this is January 2024, but we want December 2023. Just click on the left arrow, which takes you back to the previous month. Then click. When you click, it takes you to December. So navigate back to the left pane. And now this is December 14th. You click on the 14th. Now watch the changes. Did you see? It opened up the 14th of December. Now these are the time on the 14th. That means you can schedule your meeting on the 14th by 3 a.m., 4 a.m. till it's a 24-hour thing, except the calendar is full. If his calendar is full, you will see his event here. So right now there's no event on my calendar, so I am just going to go straight by saying, okay, I'm having an event on the 13th by 11 a.m. Now this is 14th of December. We'll move to 11th, scroll to 11th. Did you see where my arrow is? Then click on the 11th. When you click on the 11th, this pops up, and when it pops up, don't forget to add the title of the event. What is the title of the event? Let's say sales meeting with John. Now, after adding the title of the event, now your title must be so easy that anytime your manager sees his or calendar, he or she already know what that event is for. So make it easy. If the meeting is for revision or review, put it as the title. If the meeting is for probably an annual leave or an annual meeting or a production thing, just think of it. Make sure the words or the sentence or the phrase you use is something the manager or yourself can remember and also know what the event is for. Okay, now once you add your title, come to the day. Make sure you confirm the day. Now, one important thing about this day is the time zone varies, right? Yes, Nigerians will share the same time as the UK, right? And there are sometimes in the US have a daylight saving time. That means there is a little bit difference in their time zone. So it is very important for you to know this time zone. So let's click on the time zone and see. Don't forget, Mr. Tolu said he wants the event to be West African time. West African time is Nigeria. In other countries, you can Google that to know which part of the country or which part of the world fall under the West African time zone. Now, since he said he wants the event to be by 11 a.m. West African time, then select the West African time. Now look at the examples of the time zone I was telling you. We have the Pacific time, we have the Mexican Pacific Standard Time, we have the Mountain Time, but what we are concerned about is the West African time. Then we select, click OK. Now, before you go, it is also important for you to add the description or attachment. Okay? But before we go there, let's take it one step at a time. If you want this to repeat, that means if it is a recurring event, maybe your manager, Mr. Tolu, meets Mr. John every week, you can have it here. You can schedule it here as weekly on Thursday. If it is a daily event, you can click daily. That means the event on his calendar will appear daily. If it is weekly on Thursday, you can click on weekly and it will appear every Thursday. If it is monthly, do you understand? And if you want to customize it, you can also go ahead, click customize and set the day, the time, the week, and whatever time you want it to repeat or reoccur. Do we understand? But then Mr. Tolu's event is a one-time event. That means he doesn't want it to reoccur again. So we won't check here. At the same time, if Mr. Tolu is a busy man and you want the alarm or the reminder to remind him early or every hour or minute or seconds of the day, you can click on all day. By the time you click on all day, that means the alarm to remind him of the event will keep showing up. But we don't want the alarm to disturb him, so we uncheck this. If you're not sure of the time or Mr. Tolu decides to call you and say, oh, I don't want the meeting to be 11 again, I want it to be scheduled for 9, you can either click on it and, choose your time. Or okay, I don't want it to be by 9 again, I want it to be by 5. Then you can scroll and pick the time, 5 p.m. Or Mr. Tolu say, okay, I don't want it to be West African time anymore. I want it to be the Pacific time. Then you can click on the time zone and change it to Pacific time zone. Here, Pacific time. Do you understand? Now let's go. Add guest. Don't forget Mr. John is to meet with Mr. Tolu, right? Mr. Tolu is your manager and is meeting with Mr. John. It is important for you to have Mr. John's email so you can add him as a guest. Now let's imagine we have Mr. John's email as john@gmail.com. Yeah, we don't have that email, but I just made that up. So let's imagine we have this. You can easily impute the email, but for now, I'm going to be using my email for this. Okay, did you see that? I click. Now, it is important, since it is a virtual meeting, it is important for you to add the join with Google Meet. Oh, don't mind me, I clicked on that. Okay, it is important to add the join with Google Meet. Now, don't forget again that you can add as more people you want to your meeting. If Mr. John say, if Mr. Tolu, says, I'm not going to be the only one in this meeting, ask Mr. Tolu to send you the email address of the attendees. When you get the email address of the attendees, all you just need to do is to add the guests. Add them here. When you do this, it is also important. Now, if it is not a virtual meeting, click on this location to add the location of the meeting. So let's say Mr. Tolu informed you that he wants the meeting at Ikeja. Now, do you see different locations popping up? So you can either type in the location or select from the drop-down menu. And if your location is not part of the drop-down menu, don't forget to just type it in manually. Okay? It is also important for you to add descriptions of your meeting. This is a 5 or 10 minute meeting between Mr. Tolu and the member of staff with Mr. John. They will be discussing about the sales proposition. Just give a description of the meeting so that when Mr. John receives the invite, he will be able to see the description of the meeting and either confirm his availability or not. Do you understand? Now, in this event too, you can also add attachments. Let's take, for instance, Mr. Tolu have some documents he needs to use during his conversation with Mr. John. This is where you add the document. Maybe he's having a contract he needs to review with Mr. John. You can just click on add attachment. Then it takes you to your computer memory. You can either upload the document here. If you click on browse, it will take you to your laptop's it will take you to your laptop's info, where you can then select whatever document you want. But I won't be choosing any document for now. I will just it's just for showing you. You can also add attachments from your drive. I don't know if a lot of you know how to make use of the drive, but I will show you in the subsequent lesson much more later how you can use your drive storage to save or retrieve documents. Now you can see in my drive I have a lot of documents there and it is well organized, but in our subsequent class I will be showing you how to make use of your Google Drive. Now you can also add attachments that has been shared with you. Now these are all the documents that have been shared with me so far, and probably Mr. Tolu shared you the contract document. You can just quickly click on this share and pick up your document, and that is that. You can just go through it much more later to see how it works, but just for the sake of this class, that is how to add attachment. Okay, now look at this. This is me. Your name will be here because you're the one setting the event or setting the appointment. Now you can either change this. Maybe you want those other people who have access to his calendar to see him as busy or as free. Obviously, if he's in a meeting, the calendar will be set to busy, and if he's free, the calendar will be set to free. But for now, he's going to be in a meeting at that time, so we have to set it to busy. You can as well change the color of the event here, and on his calendar it's going to appear as that color. So let's change this color to orange. Let's choose tangerine. Okay, so you can also make the calendar visible to people, or when I say people, that means people who have access to his calendar. Okay, you can either make it public or you can make it private, so it all depends on your choice. And you can also set the event to remind him either 5 minutes before the time. Don't forget, the time for his meeting is 11. Thereafter he changed it to 5 o'clock. Now if you want him to be reminded 5 minutes before 5 o'clock, you set it here. You click on 5 minutes. That means remind Mr. Tolu 5 minutes before the event. Maybe he needs to use that 5 minutes to prep or to drink water or to do some other things. Or you want him to be reminded 10 minutes before the event or 15 minutes, whichever time you want it. You can also customize your time. Okay, the time I want is not there. Maybe I want him to be reminded in 25 minutes time. I want him to be reminded in 15 minutes time. You can customize whatever it is you want, and once you set it up, I'm going to choose the 30 minutes here. That means Mr. Tolu will be reminded 30 minutes before the meeting. Okay, so you can then go ahead and save your calendar. Now, it is very important that you should also remind the attendees about their meeting. It is not just about setting the appointment on the calendar. It is important to either copy this information, click on copy, go to whatever means or channels of communication, either WhatsApp or Twitter or LinkedIn or Instagram, that you can communicate with them easily, and drop that information to them and say, oh, here is the link to the meeting between Mr. John and Mr. Tolu on the 11th, on the 15th of December 2023 by 5 p.m. WAT, that is West African time. That's also talk more about your professionalism. It talks more about your proficiency and knowledge with the tools and your skills. It's not all about knowing how to set the appointment alone, but also how to communicate. It is important to know how to communicate with your manager and also your subordinates. So let's go ahead and save our calendar event here. Now, when you save, it brings up this pop-up that says, would you like to send invitation emails to Google Calendar guests? If you want, you can decide not to send. If you click don't send, that means the invitation emails would not, that means the attendees would not receive the invitation email, but it will appear on the calendar. If you say send, that means they will get an email invitation like, oh, this person schedule a meeting by this time and all. So I'm going to say send, then we will see what happens. Now, did you see that we have the sales meeting with John? Definitely, if your manager is also seeing this, you will know that, oh, I'm having a sales meeting with John on Friday 15th by 2 a.m. Now, it is 2 a.m. because we change it to Pacific time. The time zone, don't forget, time zone they pass. So in Nigeria, you can just check Google and say, okay, what time is 2:30 a.m. in Nigerian time, so you'll be able to know how to adjust your time zone. And there's also a time zone reader, time zone converter. If you go on Google, you can also see that. And don't worry, I might share it in this class, or probably share a link to it in this class below the video. So don't forget to check and learn more. All right, let's go to my Gmail and see if I received this invitation. Okay. Alright, let's go to my Gmail. Here we go. Let's see if I did receive the email invitation, the event invitation, if it's really dropped in my mailbox. So, okay, it's loading, it's loading, it's loading. Let's give it some time while it loads. Okay, now you can see right in my mailbox it is 6 sales meeting will join. This is the same way it's going to appear in your manager's mailbox. Don't worry, I'm going to teach you how to organize your email, your mailbox like this. If there's a mistake here, look at this. If there's a mistake anywhere here, you can go back. See, you can go back, click on it, click on this pencil and correct the mistake. So maybe you want to change the time, or you want to change the time zone, or you want to change anything. Just do whatever it is you want to do there, and it's going to be updated. Okay, so that is that about our calendar management. So calendar management is one of the skills you need to learn as a virtual assistant, as an executive assistant, and even individually, for you to look more professional, for you to look more proficient at what you do. It is not about acquiring all the skills, but implementing and using the skills to help your manager or your colleagues. Okay, and I hope with this you're gonna keep learning and practicing. Follow the lesson from the beginning till the end. Follow the link, like the video, and we'll see you in the next class. I'm still your favorite coach, Wisdom. I'll see you soon. Bye bye. Assistant, we are in a digital world where you can have your meeting on the go. So here we go to the 9 dot here, which is the back end, and you click on Google Meet. Now you move your cursor to the new meeting and click on it. You have different meeting schedules. Either you want to create a meeting for later, that means the meeting is not now, or you want to start an instant meeting, that means the meeting is for the moment, or you want to schedule in Google Calendar. Now let's try to create a meeting for later. All you need to do is to copy this link, which you will have to share with those involved, the participant of the meeting. And do not also forget the link yourself, because that is what you will need eventually when you want to start the meeting anytime you want. Now you click on join. Okay, so as you join the meeting, it will prompt you to check your camera and your microphone. If you want to turn off the microphone, you don't want people to hear what you're saying, you click on it. And if you also want to turn off your camera, you click on your camera, so you click on join. You can also present your screen. You want the people or the attendees to see your screen. Whatever is on your screen, this is the entire screen share, they will see it. So if you click on this, they will see what you're saying. If you click on this and you're seeing this, they will see, except you click on stop sharing. Good. Okay everyone, I hope you enjoyed the session of how to schedule a calendar and appointment meeting. So for your assignment, schedule an event for 25th of December by 11 a.m. PST. Share me a screenshot of your work and we shall see how we can move ahead from there. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you do not forget to stay tuned to this platform. Watch the video, practice, practice, practice. A simple step at a time takes you to your destination. Don't forget, implement, make sure you learn and relearn. Okay, till next time, I remain your lovely girl Wisdom, and I will see you in the next class. Ciao ciao.